Welcome to your Astro Forecast for the week of January 15th. I'm Sarah Nicole. This is Twisted Goddess Tarot, and my mission is to help you navigate the cosmic energies with greater awareness. If you're watching right now, you're probably watching the replay. If that's the case, drop a comment and say hi so I can come back to you. We do this every Monday where I hop on and we chat about the astrological events of the week and how they can affect you and how you can work with those astrological events to align with your purpose. So this week we have a couple things to talk about. One really big thing, a couple really big things to talk about. So we're going to dive in starting with Wednesday, January 17th. We have the first quarter moon at 27 degrees of Aries. So the first quarter moon occurs when the sun creates a challenging square aspect to the waxing moon while the energy of the moon is building. So this square aspect really pushes you to action, and it makes the themes of the first quarter moon surround focus, momentum, and facing your fears. So when we talk about manifesting with the moon, we really only get 2 weeks of active manifestation time, from the new moon to the full moon. The other 2 weeks are the waning moon, when we are releasing, resting, reflecting, and realigning before the energy starts building again. So the first quarter moon acts as a reminder that we are halfway through the active manifestation part of the lunar cycle. We are halfway through the waxing cycle of the lunar cycle. So it creates a tension inside of you that can remind you that setting an intention alone at the new moon will probably not allow you to see fruition at the full moon. The first quarter moon is here to remind you to take aligned action. Take the aligned action that is needed to allow your intentions to come to completion. So if you take the actions that are within your circle of control, the universe will conspire with you to take the actions that are out of your circle of control. So what I want you to do is think back to last week, think back to last week's new moon, and think back to what intention did I set last week at the new moon? Have I taken any action as we get closer to this first quarter moon on Wednesday? Have I taken any actions? What actions can I take to help that intention come to fruition? What is within my circle of control that I can act on to help the universe create this for me, manifest this for me? Also, I know that we like to make moon water under the full moon. We like to charge our crystals under the full moon, but I am always one to come on and say that you can charge your crystals and make moon water under any moon phase, and each moon phase is going to hold a slightly different energy. So any crystals, water, or other spiritual tools that you charge under the first quarter moon are going to hold the energy of growth and taking action, because that is the theme of that first quarter moon, right? Momentum and growth and taking action. So that is the first quarter moon, and now we're on to one of the big astrological events this month, and one of the big ones of the year. So Friday, January 19th, we're going to be talking about Pluto a lot this week. So January 19th, we have the Sun conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. This conjunction, a conjunction is when two planets meet up at the same degree of the zodiac. So this conjunction between the Sun and Pluto is called a Pluto Cazimi. So it is the annual meetup of our illuminator, the sun, and the planet of power and transformation, Pluto. So as with all astrological placements and transits, there is no good or bad, but there is a higher or lower energy that we can choose to tap into. And at its highest energy, this Pluto Cazimi can really bring heightened perceptiveness, intense psychic downloads, and an illumination of how you're using your personal power, or to who or what you are giving your personal power to. This can also illuminate where you are at in your transformation and what needs to die in order to be reborn, because Pluto is oftentimes said to be like the phoenix rising from the ashes. Now, of course, at its lowest energy, Pluto Cazimi can highlight obsession and jealousy, as well as a desire for control. So ultimately, this transit, this conjunction between Pluto and the sun, energetically supports empowerment. This can feel similar to an eclipse in terms of the level of transformation that is available for you to harness. If you felt a need to withdraw recently, honor that. This is normal. If you felt like your energy level or your mojo has been decreased, This is normal leading up to this Pluto Cazimi, okay? Because it can feel, the reason why is because self-analysis is a very important aspect to this astrological event. So this self-analysis requires some of this withdrawal. And this self-analysis is a prerequisite to the removal of any self-destructive habits that are keeping you from standing in your power and standing in your light. So ultimately, this Pluto Cazimi, while it can illuminate and show some of the issues or some things that need to die in order to be reborn, ultimately it can also feel like a return to power. Okay, so that's a beautiful, beautiful energy. On Saturday, January 20th this week is definitely a jam-packed day. We have a lot happening. We're going to talk about 3 separate astrological events that are happening on this one day, January 20th. So first up, a real quick one, we have Mercury leaving its post-shadow zone. So Mercury retrograde has been over since January 1st, but it is officially over on Saturday, January 20th, as it leaves its post-shadow zone. So get ready, as towards the end of the month, Uranus will also station direct, and we will have all planets direct until April 1st. So no retrograde motion within the major planets will be at the end of this month until April 1st. So it's going to be full forward momentum energy, right? Okay, so then Saturday, January 20th, I'm excited about this one. The sun is entering Aquarius at 9:07 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Aquarius season is officially going to be beginning as the sun moves into Aquarius. This is my season. I am Aquarius sun sign, so whether you are an Aquarius or not, we are all going to be feeling this energy over the next month, okay? We're all going to be feeling this energy over the next month. So Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, the planet of individuality and of inventiveness. It is represented by the water bearer, embodying the ability to observe and not absorb. In tarot, Aquarius is represented by the star card, reminding you that inspiration can always be found when you look to the future with hope. So as the sun is going to be moving out of Capricorn and into Aquarius, you may feel the energy elevate from your lower energy centers, that really grounded earth energy, up to your upper energy centers. So you may feel a call to cleanse and clear away anything stagnant in or around you and make space for some new energy. You may find yourself more focused on healing or on the collective needs during Aquarius season. But remember that there is no good and bad. All of these astrological transits have higher energies and lower energies. And so the main challenge of Aquarius season is detachment. The water bearer, right? Aquarius, even though it has the word aqua in its name and it is symbolized by the water bearer, is not a water sign. It is an air sign. And so the water bearer, the reason it's called the water bearer is because it holds the element of water, which is representative of our emotions, in a separate vessel. It just bears the water. It is not a water sign, not within itself. So while this is beneficial in transmuting heavy emotions, it can also create a distance from the heart center. So be mindful to not allow your walls to spring back up as soon as the energy gets too deep while we are in Aquarius season. If you are an Aquarius, claim your season. Let us know in the comments below. I am one. My birthday is February 5th. If you have an Aquarius in your life, tag them, wish them a happy solar return. And then also my fellow Aquarians, this is your time to snag your birthday tarot reading. It's a 5-card reading looking at the theme of the past year, what needs to be let go as you walk into the next chapter, a gift that the universe is giving you this year, what needs to be embraced as you walked into the next chapter, and a theme of the next year. And that's available through my website. Hi, Dana. So let's go over some Aquarius season crystals to work with, since we are all going to be working with the energy of Aquarius sun during this time, during Aquarius season over the next month. So let's talk about some Aquarius season crystals. I do have the Aquarius season crystal bundle already linked in the website. There's only 3 available. So if those 3 sell out, I will definitely update it with some slightly different crystals. But there was one crystal I really wanted to put in this Aquarius season bundle that I only had 1 of. Or excuse me, that I only had 3 of. So that's why there's only 3 available right now. So let's talk about the Oh, Raven said, Harley, your bonus daughter. Oh, happy birthday to her. And Ginger, fellow Aquarian. Yeah. So these are some Aquarius season crystal recommendations. Of course, if you are an Aquarius sun sign, then this would be beautiful. The energy of these crystals would align with you year round. If you're not an Aquarius sun sign, then during this time of Aquarius season, these would be beneficial to work with. Okay. So first up, of course, amethyst, right? Amethyst is considered the power stone for Aquarius, enhancing spiritual gifts. And then next, my second crystal that I recommend for Aquarius season is Amazonite. Amazonite is a stone that is ruled by Uranus. And it brings the spirit of freedom. It also touches on the star card of holding out hope for the future. And then we also have garnet is the next crystal I recommend. January birthstone, right? So we have garnet. Garnet is often called the stone of commitment. It assists in holding the vision for the future. So this also pays homage to the Aquarius tarot card, the star. My next crystal recommendation for Aquarius is blue apatite. It's to remember to focus on the greater good for all, tapping into the humanitarianism of Aquarius, because blue apatite is a manifestation stone, but it's the manifestation stone you use when you're like, I'm going to leave it up to the universe, whatever is the greatest good, right? So that's why we're throwing in blue apatite into the Aquarius season crystal bundle. And then this is the one that I said I only had 3 of. And that's why there's only 3 of these Aquarius season crystal bundles available, because I only have 3 of this stone and I really wanted to put the stone in it. Okay. So blue rose quartz. There's some controversy over blue rose quartz. You know, rose quartz is pink quartz. So people say it can't be called rose quartz if it's not pink. But now we have a pink amethyst. Right? Now we have a pink amethyst, and so it's like, but amethyst is supposed to be purple quartz. So anyways, it's called blue rose quartz. That's the trade name. It takes on the color blue due to mineral inclusions inside of it. So blue rose quartz, it brings you back to your heart center when you're feeling detached. Of course, that's what rose quartz always does, brings you back to your heart center. But the blue tinted rose quartz, first of all, honors the Aquarius individuality, right? Because it's like, I want to be different. Of course, Aquarius energy isn't going to go to just regular old rose quartz, even though I love rose quartz. Like Aquarius, we want to be a little quirky and different, right? So the blue rose quartz, and also it really resonates with the intellectual sign, the air sign of Aquarius, being thinking our feelings more than feeling them. And blue rose quartz does that. It kind of bridges together the head and the heart. So blue rose quartz, it's going to bring you back to your heart center while feeling when you do feel detached, while still honoring the intellectual side of Aquarius. And then lastly, you know I love my labradorite, and it's probably not going to flash on this camera. Oh, a little bit. So labradorite, the water bearer transmutes the heavy emotions of the collective, right? So the water bearer holds this vessel of water, which is the collective emotions of the collective. It collects all of the heavier emotions of the collective, and it transmutes that through the breath and then pours it back to the collective. So that is the story, the mythology of Aquarius, of the water bearer. And so since the water bearer transmutes these heavy emotions of the collective, labradorite can be used to assist in that transformation while helping to protect you from holding on to those heavier collective emotions, right? So labradorite is very protective for empaths, but it is my energy of, it's going to shield it, but it's not going to block it. You're still going to be able to feel the emotions, observe, not absorb, right? That energy. So those are the Aquarius season crystal recommendations. And there are 3 bundles on the website right now. Catherine, I don't have any yellow apatite right now. And Ginger, I think the Aquarius one is $22.22. So $22.22. And you get 1 of each of those stones. Okay, moving on. Here's the big one. Here's the big one. Saturday, January 20th as well. We have Pluto re-entering Aquarius at 7:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is a big one, but it is not something that you will likely feel in your day-to-day life, okay? This is big in terms of subtle, long-term shifts. Pluto has not had a full transit through Aquarius since the 1700s. Do you know what that means? That means that we as a country have not experienced a transit of Pluto through Aquarius, right? So this is a big one. So Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. We got to dip our toes into Pluto in Aquarius last year in March, but Pluto's retrograde sent it back into Capricorn, and it's still not quite in Aquarius to stay. Okay, so because Pluto's retrograde this year is going to send it back into Capricorn again. It won't go fully into Aquarius to stay until November 19th of 2024, where it's going to stay there until March of 2043. So the lesson of Pluto in Capricorn that we have been working with is that, see, Pluto is our personal power. It's where we're giving our power to, and wherever Pluto is at is also what we're working on transforming, right? Well, we're working on transforming. And so that's up for debate, Catherine. The real age of Aquarius, it depends on who you ask. So it's certainly helping to usher it in, I would say. So Pluto has been transforming the areas of Capricorn since 2008. And we think about the energy of Pluto being this death and rebirth. Pluto to me feels a lot like Kali. For those of you who work with the goddesses, for you to understand the energy of Pluto, it's a lot like Kali. We're going to bring destruction, right? But it's going to be for our highest good. It's going to be to birth something greater. And so think about the fact that Pluto has been navigating through Capricorn since 2008. And think about when Pluto first entered into Capricorn, it was during the recession. And think about how Capricorn, in terms of this kind of energy, right? If you are a Capricorn sun, I don't mean this represents you. It's different when it's personal versus when we're applying it to collective. So I want to make that clear. But Capricorn collectively, the energy aligns with traditional structures. It aligns with government. It aligns with, Big Brother energy. It aligns with financing and baking and things of that nature. The patriarchy, like these are all things that Capricorn represents. And so Pluto has been moving through Capricorn since 2008 and really has been going to the depths, right? Going to the depths. And we've seen recession. We've seen some banking fallouts during this time. We've seen some of the deception that has been being exposed within that area. And so it has been tough. Pluto in Capricorn has been really, really tough, right? But ultimately it was in order to transform that area. Okay, so hopefully we're seeing that transformation. And when we're going through the transit, Pluto in Capricorn in and of itself was tough. We don't see the true transformation of it until Pluto is done with that area. So that's why I'm saying this is a big one. Pluto moving into Aquarius is a big one, not because we're going to feel the energy of Pluto in Aquarius, because this is very subtle long term, but because we're going to see the finishing of the destruction, if that makes sense, the finishing of the transformation to those Capricorn areas, okay, that we just discussed. So while Pluto is going through it, it can't fully complete until it's done, right? Does that make sense? It can't fully complete the transformation, the phoenix, the death and rebirth, until it's done with it. So this isn't to say that we're going to swap into Pluto into Aquarius and it's all of a sudden going to be this age of Aquarius, power to the people energy. It's going to take some time still of Pluto going through Aquarius then and us giving our power to that energy. But while Pluto in Capricorn was really rough, the lesson of Pluto in Capricorn was that we have to be the change we want to see in the world. Pluto in Capricorn was hard, but it taught us that we cannot give our power to someone else that we perceive as more powerful than us and expect them to be the change. That is never going to work. Okay. So, and remember, we're still not, even though Pluto is entering into Aquarius January 20th, this year, the retrograde is going to send it back into Capricorn. So Pluto is not finished with Capricorn. So even though a lot of people are saying Pluto in Aquarius, January 20th, yes, but Pluto is going to go back into retrograde and it's not finished with Capricorn yet. So it's not until later in November of this year that we're going to see Pluto really moving into Aquarius to and be done with Capricorn. Hi, Teresa. So here's what I have to say about Pluto and Aquarius. You guys have heard me say it. March of last year, I did an Astro Forecast from my bedroom when I was sick and didn't have a voice because I was like, we have to talk about this Pluto and Aquarius, right? If some of you all remember that one, like I was literally in bed and had like no voice talking about Pluto and Aquarius because that's how important it was. So here is what I want to say about Pluto in Aquarius. There are two different ways that this can go because Aquarius is a complicated sign. Yes, Aquarius rules humanity. It rules community. It rules the greater good, right? So you think of Pluto being power, personal power, and Aquarius being community and humanity and the greater good. It sounds a lot like power to the people, right? And lovely. That's the vision I am holding. But on the flip side of that, Aquarius, also ruled by Uranus, is about innovation and technology. And so the astrologers that I'm chatting with and listening to are split in, is this going to be a power to the people and a return to community focus, or is this going to be power to AI? Power to the computers and power to the robots. And to that I say it's up to us. It's our choice. Astrology just helps us direct. It does not dictate, right? So astrology directs, it does not dictate. So while the energy of personal power is going into Aquarius, it's going to be up to us to decide whether we are going to give our power to the community and start focusing more on community building and coming together and utilizing skills. I think I said the same thing back in March where I said, I know how to can food. I know somebody out there knows how to sew. Right? Like that kind of thing, because Aquarius is very, even though it's community, it's also individual focused. So it's about what individually do I bring to the collective? What skills individually do I bring to help humanity, to help the collective? So it's that kind of energy. And then, on the flip side of that, again, remember I said last March is when we kind of dipped our toes into the Pluto and Aquarius, and we started seeing some of the things like that. I don't know about you guys, but since that time, all of the ads that I see on Facebook, all of the images, I'm like, that's AI. I can pick, maybe it's because I'm an Aquarius sun sign, but I can pick it out. Like my stepdaughter, she's like, what do you mean that's AI? You don't think that's real? I'm like, that's 100% AI. Like I can immediately, I'm like, that's AI. And so we are seeing the rise of that. And so it is going to be a choice. It can be one or the other. Maybe it can be both. Maybe the two can coexist together. But I've said this before and I'm going to say it again, and to not get too conspiracy theory on you guys, I'm going to say it. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm like, I don't have an Alexa. That's what it is. You know what I mean? I don't have that. I get frustrated by the amount of technology there is now today. So it's our personal choice. So just remember that. So the lesson of Pluto and Capricorn was you cannot give the power to people that you think are more powerful than you to make the change. That is up to you. And so we're moving into that Pluto and Aquarius energy of, what does it mean to be a human, right? What does it mean to be a human being? What does that mean? And what does that look like? And how can I put humanity above all else? Well, I won't say above all, like, okay. This is me going to be like personal where I'm like, I put like animal kingdom before humanity, but you know what I mean? Like true humanity, right? True humanity. And so that is our Astro Forecast for this week. So like I said, there's a lot of big movement, but that really big one, Pluto and Aquarius that we're talking about, yes, it's a big event. It does not mean you're going to feel that shift in your life, because Pluto is the furthest planet. It's not even considered a planet anymore, but in astrology, we do consider it a planet, right? Right. And in astrology, we do consider it a planet. And so it's the furthest away from us. So its energies are much more subtle. It takes its transformation a lot longer time to get to us, right? And so don't expect this Pluto in Aquarius to be like, I feel it immediately. It's going to be a subtle, slow change over the next 20 years, okay? And again, remember, Pluto's not finished with Capricorn. Its retrograde this year is going to take it back into Capricorn. We're not all the way into Pluto and Aquarius yet. Hey, Lori, so I just finished up. Definitely come back and watch the replay for sure. This is going to be on the replay. You may be feeling the energy of that Pluto Cazimi we talked about, Lori. If the days leading up to Pluto Cazimi, which is on the 19th, we can feel like our energy is gone. We can feel like a loss of power or a loss of mojo, and we can feel the desire to withdraw as we're leading up to that Pluto Cazimi, when it's a return to power. Okay, so that may be what you're feeling. But that is the Astro Forecast this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, let me know. We do this every Monday, and I'll see you next week. So much love.